So here we are, again we're in the dungeon. As you see, my neck is all tore up. And this is I Shoot with Matt Mahoney, a new thing we're doing. And you'll see different guests on here, different things. So we're going to do what we can do here. So real quick, recap on the April the 2nd show. We saw Bobby Yella take on John Heartbreak in one of the best ladder cage matches I had ever saw in my life. Then we also saw the Raging Rebel Mr. Stanley do something that no one ever thought he would do. In 15, 18 years in the business, he never said those two words. But guess what? He said them that night, ladies and gentlemen. He said the words, "I quit." So, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. My computer made a little setback there. See if I can fix this here. Alright. Anyways, he said those words, "I quit." Not counting the month before he gave Johnny not one, not two, but three spike power drivers. So in my case, he got what he deserved. And on that case, 3J3, that big dumb gorilla, that hammer chewing, butt licking, glue sniffing, crazy big monster, 7 foot tall, ain't smart enough to dunk when he walks into a tall building. A small building. Did this to my neck, and I tell you what, my father, he's not too happy with him. And there are gonna be tons and tons of lawsuits paying this incident. And 3J3, it's not over between me and you there, buddy. Not by a long shot. Whether it be in the ring or a courtroom, it will be settled. Getting back to April 2nd, ladies and gentlemen, at HCWA's very first Steel Fest, where half of the matches were in a steel cage, we saw none other than the team of the Rough Riders. My man, the real deal, Lamont Steele, my other man, Sweet Daddy, go one-on-one with those scary demon-like guys, the Black Plague, Matt Sofer, John Evans, and my gosh, what a cage match. These guys had one of the most unique matches I'd ever saw in my life. The match was actually a double jeopardy match, where the titles had to be hanging on each side of the cage. Now, the first tag team to reach the titles won the match, but here's the catch. If one of the opposing teams got the belt and the other opposing team got the belt, then the match went to a sudden death type rules pin match, where both men had to pin both men at the exact same time. And that's what ended up happening, as we saw double spears from the Rough Riders, and we have new HCWA tag team champions. Not only did we see, as I mentioned, Bobby Yella and John Heartbreak held on to the Carolina Classic Championship by his thinny fingers. He held on, but it's not over for Yella, not by a long shot. And that feud is far from done. As far as the Truth Movement, Robert Ashe was very impressive in the evening when him and Vice took on, not inside the steel cage, but it was a grudge match. And pound for pound, one of the best technical matches that I'd ever saw in my pro wrestling life. It was very technical. And if you want to see it, ladies and gentlemen, I have half of the show up. I will have the beginning and the rest of the show up very shortly. I apologize. A lot of medication, a lot of pain. But I'm still here to bring you the best HCWA and pro wrestling action in the world. And yes, I said it. We're still a sport, damn it. It's still pro wrestling to us. It's still real. Don't ever use the F word around me or you'll get knocked out. That's how we roll. The wrestling business in a whole needs to come back to that reality. Oh. So again, don't miss us. HCWA comes right back to Madison Mayhem, May the 14th. And what a show that's going to be. The outcome of the I Quit match, the outcome of the ladder match, the outcome of the tag team matches. And finally, the feud between Outlaw Country and the Graveyard Disciples are done. But all of a sudden, this mysterious guy comes out of nowhere, and they attack. They attack Chaos. And who comes to Chaos's aid? None other than the Boy Wonder himself, the man who just spent 3 weeks on his deathbed at a very young age. OSG, he had a very heartwarming speech to say at the last show, and this kid's got nothing but high hopes for the future. I've been saying it for the last 2 years that he's the Rookie of the Year, and if I could get in touch with PWI, he sure would be, because this kid has got all the potentials to be one of the greatest superstars in this business, not just HCWA. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been rambling for about 7.5 minutes, just doing this live feed to see if it actually works and if we can get this on and rolling. So if you want to see more of Matt Mahoney live, if you want to see more of me ranting and raving about the business, if you want to just hear the truth about pro wrestling, then you're going to want to watch I Shoot with Matt Mahoney.